So tell me about the festival that you founded, the Maple Syrup Festival.
Sure, yeah, we started the festival here on my farm about 6 years ago. The reason we started it was to benefit the Heads Up Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that benefits children that are born with craniofacial anomalies. I was born with a cleft lip. My niece Caitlin was born with a unilateral cleft lip and palate. And so when that happened, we as a family kind of got together and said, hey, how can we help other families and kids? And so they came up with the Heads Up Foundation.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and so that was the reason we started the National Maple Syrup Festival. People have come from all over the United States to come to this festival. And so you can go to the festival and try all these different grades of maple syrup from Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Michigan, Wisconsin, and on and on and on.
That's so cool. The process is really deceptively simple, right, of making syrup?
I mean, it's very, very simple. And I think that would surprise a lot of people. So we'll have a tap. And so what we'll do is we'll put this into what's called the cambium layer of the tree. The cambium layer of the tree is between the bark and the hardwood. So sap doesn't flow past the hardwood.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So it's very, very simple. We collect the sap, we boil it down, and reduction. It takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup.
That's what's amazing.
It is, and that's what we try to pass along to people. That's why pure maple syrup is so expensive. It's not flavored corn syrup. It's the real deal. You know, when it comes out of the tree, it looks just like water. I couldn't hold a clear glass up with tap water from the sink or sap water from the tree, and I couldn't tell you the difference between the two. I can taste it, and that sap is going to just have a hint of sweetness.
Just a tinge.
Yeah, because you know you're only talking 1.5 to 2% sugar. You know, I have one maple at the corner of the sugar house, and it was measuring 6%. 6%. That's huge for a maple syrup maker, because now you don't even need 20 gallons to make a gallon of maple syrup, because it's tripled the sugar levels.
Like your single magical tree.
I actually have been called out because I hugged the tree and I gave it a smooch.
I love it.
This is an evaporator, a maple syrup evaporator. So what we'll do is we'll bring in sap, and we'll boil the sap in this large pan. All the sugar from the maple sap stays in this pan, and all of the non-sugared water goes up and through the main hood, which is this right here. So that will evaporate, and all the sugar stays in this pan. And as the sugar concentration increases, it goes through a series of holes here. By the time it comes out to the other side, where we start drawing it off, it's at 67% sugar. And so we want to draw it off really slow, so slow that the evaporator can keep up with the syrup that's flowing out. We could produce about 12 to 13 gallons per hour.
And your syrups in particular, they can be used on pancakes and waffles, but they have a lot of culinary applications beyond that.
They do, and one of the things that we've done is we have started to barrel age our maple syrups, and we're doing these cool collaborations with distillers around the country. This particular one's out of Texas. That's Ranger Creek, a straight bourbon whiskey barrel aged maple syrup, and we're able to pick up the notes from the barrel into the syrup through a process that we call fire infusion.
So inside of this amazing building, there is a very large fireplace that I desperately want, one of my own. Is that where the fire infusion happens with the barrels?
It is. So what we'll do is we'll take these barrels and we'll put them on these barrel racks, and we'll take a floor jack and we'll push them as close to the fire as we can, and we'll raise the internal temperature of the barrel 30 degrees above the ambient air temperature.
Wow.
Yeah, and we do this twice a month for a year.
Does it freak you out that you might catch them on fire and
We've come close.
all that maple syrup?
Yeah, we've come close, but we don't leave it. I mean, we're monitoring it and that type of thing.
Are you the only folks that do that?
As far as I'm aware of.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a very unique process. How did all of the barrel aging collaborations come about?
You know, we got into this at a great time. There's a renaissance that's going on with the food movement and that type of thing. And I deal with a lot of chefs up in Chicago, and you know, it's cutting edge. I mean, some of the things that they're doing with the food is unbelievable. And it just kind of evolved from there. So I would say the reason that I got into it, I wanted it to be different, and so that chefs can use it beyond, you know, waffles, pancakes, and crepes.
Previously, if you decided to make some maple syrup, there never would have been a connection for you in Colorado or in Chicago or Florida,
Right.
or anything like that. But
Right.
the current zeitgeist of our food system has created these opportunities for people to really collaborate and create these amazing new products that you've never seen before.
The demand for our stuff has increased so much, and so I like to think that it's expanding the horizons for all of us.
Absolutely. When this is your office, you win.
Yeah, you could say that again.
Yeah.